Curl pattern, hair porosity, hair density. Natural hair can be so confusing, but in this video, we're going to be looking at how to find out your curl pattern and styling tips for natural hair. So stay tuned. Hey my lovelies, welcome back again to The Style of Success. I am Kelly, and on this channel we are all about beautifying our bodies and our minds. So this is the right place for you if you want to transform your body and your mindset through style and success. If you haven't subscribed already to this channel, do not forget to click the subscribe button. You can also press the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. So I get asked a lot of questions when it comes to understanding natural hair, whether it's what style should I be doing, or I don't know what my hair type is, I don't know what my curl pattern is, what product should I be using? Like there's so many things that have to do with natural hair. And listen, I get it. It is so confusing because there's so many aspects of the natural hair that one needs to consider. But what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to break it down into the curl pattern, and then I'm going to do another video where I will go into more depth when it comes to porosity, your hair density, and your hair width, because it's not just the curl pattern that is important when it comes to hair types. There's so many other factors, but so that we make it easy to digest, I'm going to just focus on curl pattern in this video. Now, I'm sure you're tired of hearing us say, everyone is different and what works for one person may not work for the other person. But when it comes to natural hair, I found this to be very true. A lot of times we see people with the same hair texture, and I would expect that whatever products that the person uses would work for my hair. But it's not until you understand what your natural hair is that you'll be able to determine if what they're using would work for you, or if it is actually even suitable for your hair needs. Knowing all about your hair is so important, especially when it comes to developing good hair care regimens. I always say this, everything responds to love. If you take care of your hair will take care of you. And as we grow older and we are doing more and more to make sure that we're making healthier choices and safer choices for our beauty and our style and our makeup and our hair, let's make sure that we know what actually works. Let's make sure that we know what is important for us so that we can make these right decisions. I am going to make it easy, and I'm going to break it into 4 different categories. Now, when I talk about hair types, it also refers to the curl pattern for different types of hair. So I am using hair types and curl patterns interchangeably, so don't get confused. Now, when it comes to our hair type and our curl pattern, there is the 9 system classification, there is the 8 system classification, there's the Andre Walker classification. There's so many different classifications, but there's no point in knowing each and every one of them because honestly, you're just going to get yourself confused. So what I have done is I have broken it down into the 4 main categories: type 1 hair, type 2 hair, type 3 hair, and type 4 hair. Type 1 hair more or less refers to straight hair, and under type 1 you have 2 or 3 categories depending on which classification you're using, and it goes from like just straight hair to slightly wavy hair. Now type 2 hair, then you're beginning to introduce more and more of curls, so it goes from like wavy hair to slightly curly hair. Now type 3 hair is referring more to curly and really curly hair. You would notice that the hair begins to have more or less like an S curl or an S shape, and some of them are even more tightly curled than the others. And then for type 4 hair, which is my type of hair, is the hair that is more coily, or some people refer to it as kinky hair. So it's no longer curled, which is more or less like loose S-shaped curls, but it's more like circular, coiled, and that is why it is called, like more coily or kinky hair. Now, your hair type can be determined by different factors. Most of the time, it comes from genetics and what part of the world that you actually come from. What is most important is understanding the care and the styling tips when it comes to your hair type. So type 4 hair is typically found with people of African descent, or blacks, or Caribbean, Black American. So nobody's scalp is actually totally dry. There is natural sebum that is produced from our scalp that is able to travel down to the hair strands. But because this hair type has really tightly packed curls, it is hard for that sebum to travel down to the hair strands. And that is why this particular hair type has more of really dry and extra dry hair. Now, this hair type is very prone to breakage, so a lot of care is needed when it comes to styling. Natural oil treatments are amazing for this hair type because you want that hair to look silky and lustrous and really looking nice. But you have to be careful that if you are someone who has more of low porosity hair, that you are using more of heavier oils rather than lighter oils. But if you are someone who has fine hair strands, then it's safe to say that you should be using more of lighter oils. Now, if you have type 4 hair, I know we talk a lot about protective styling, but I have found out that what we regard as protective styling, a lot of times is not actually protective. If you are anything like myself and you use a lot of like wigs or braids or weaves, you will find out that if you do not protect your hair properly, those styles that are meant to be protective will actually cause more damage to your hair type. So it's important when it comes to styling that you avoid heat at all costs unless you are steaming your hair, and in that regard the heat is not penetrating directly onto your hair. It is always good and important for you to use something like a wig grip or a wig liner, and this is something of this nature, and you just wrap it around your head and you clip it with the Velcro strips. They can be found anywhere. I'll link some in the description so you can know where you can get them. They are non-drying and they are able to protect your edges even better. So make sure that you're protecting the hair. Make sure that you do natural oil treatments because this particular hair type benefits a lot from natural oil treatments. Now, for type 4 hair, moisturization is key, whether you have low porosity or high porosity hair, because this hair, as we've already mentioned, is very prone to being very dry and extra dry. So moisturization is key. When it comes to type 3 hair, now type 3 hair, as we've already said, are those natural curlies. They have really big curls. The hair holds curls very well, but this particular hair type is prone to being frizzy. So you will notice that your hair gets frizzy quite quickly. You would also notice that the natural sebum on your hair scalp doesn't travel down your strands, as much or as compared to more straighter hair. So it's important for you to use more of oils, gels, and heavier creams because they're able to help you hold down those curls when you are styling. Now, a lot of people who fall on the type 3 hair, a lot of times are more of people who are of mixed races, and so their hair is like a mix of sometimes it could be African and Caucasian, and so it's almost like their hair takes like the best of both worlds. So they're able to have like really big curls and big hair, and they're able to style the hair in different ways. But this particular hair type has more of a stronger texture compared to type 4 hair. So you're able to get away with more of like heating tools, but you have to make sure that you're using them wisely. And when you use these heating tools, do not use them too many times on the same part of your hair. Otherwise, you're prone to damage your hair. Now, type 2 hair, as we said, is more of the wavy to slightly curly hair. And this particular hair type is more or less likely to also experience frizz, just like type 3 hair. But this hair type will benefit a lot from using gels when you're going to style your hair. And when it comes to type 1 hair, this hair most likely does not hold curls. So even if you curl your hair, you will notice probably in a few hours or even less than an hour, the curls have fallen and you don't have that volume anymore. And so what you need to do for this particular hair type is to understand the different products that you can use to add volume to your hair and to help you hold curls even better. So I hope you gained some value from this video. Now, I'm going to link another video somewhere on the screen where I have gone into more details talking about your hair porosity, your hair density, and your hair width. Go watch that video and it will give you more of a rounded understanding of your natural hair and how to take care of your hair. If you have any questions, leave it for me in the comments down below. Let me also know what your hair type is or your curl pattern if you figured it out. But if you gained any value from this video, smash that like button. Don't forget to share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed already, do consider joining this family. As always, I always have fun when I do these videos because I want to make sure that you have everything that you need to live the best life that you want to live. And I want to make life easy for you so that you can make the right choices when it comes to style and living your best life. So take care of yourself and I will see you in the next video.